Hey, at the very beginning I would like to tell you that the film is lightly inspired by Kuro. However, it is made better. I tried to put all the exploits I remember, describe how they work and show the video. One of the first exploits in CSGO was the well-known no spread. This function caused the spread of our weapons to be 0. Back in the day, the action of this feature was to force a certain grain of spread, making it easy for the cheat to predict where the bullet would go. Related to this exploit was a seed trigger. It worked on the same way. The seed spread was set to 1 that the cheat could easily predict. It is worth mentioning that this exploit was used by Kelly against Virtus Pro, by which Kelly was banned.
I can't believe what I'm witnessing right here.
Wow!
Kelly!
Get out of here!
The exploits I mentioned previously worked great with perfect silent aimbot. This function stored and then restored the player's original viewing angles, movement values. In addition, it checked whether to send certain packets to the server. This made the aimbot completely invisible to players who are watching the cheater. In 2016, the first teleport hack was born. Cheat developers discovered that if we set incorrect values for the player's view angles, the game will move us to a random place on the map. In the case of Cache it was mid, for Inferno it was Bombast B, and so on. This exploit was faced by Pasha in one of his stream marches.
My friends, have all big...
What the fuck?
Oh, here is Jay, he's here. Online Jay.
Often confused with the teleport hack was a feature called Air Stuck. This made the player's character frozen anywhere. If we were in the air, the character remained in the air. The best part was that if the round ended and we had this function enabled, we stayed in place from the previous round. The feature was shown on one of Shroud's streams on the Cache map. The first cheats that affected players' hitboxes were fake pitch and I am not sure here, lisp angles. Let's start with fake pitches. They set incorrect pitch view coordinates for our angles. This caused the hitboxes to be completely displaced. The developers took a liking to several angles. Fake up, fake down, fake 0, etc. The funny fact was that the spectators could see a real pitch and it looked hilarious. It is interesting to note that in Team Fortress 2 this exploit still exists. Similar to fake pitch, lisp angles set too large a value for our player's angle. This value could not be processed by the server, and when this information was sent to the client, the hitbox was messed up. These were the days of Eldorado because the resolver of this anti-aim was literally gassing. Backtracking, I think, is one of the most well-known exploits in CSGO. I wouldn't quite call it an exploit, it simply abused lag compensations. And here also an exploit called fake latency, which allowed to extend backtracking to a ridiculous time of up to 1000 milliseconds. This exploit consisted of abusing the design of the frame buffer on the server. To learn more about this exploit, I recommend you to see the video of the author, Kobiolo 2007. The link to this video is in the description. The time has come for the most nostalgic exploit for hack versus hack players. It was introduced with Operation Hydra and the introduction of Wingman mode. Of course, we are talking about fake angles. One way to use false angles is to prevent the player from updating his lower body deviation, the angle at which the player's character is pointed. This is known as breaking LBY. To do this, the player must get the timing right and set his angle to something else. If he is successful, opponents who do not use a resolver, a tool or technique for accurately aiming at a target, will not be able to hit them unless they get a lucky shot. In the video in the background is seen an additional exploit that manipulated the update lower body yaw. Unfortunately, I could not find information about it. A frequently used feature is brake lag compensation. If we move faster than 64 units per tick, the effect there occurs automatically. There is also a method using tick-based manipulation. Unfortunately, I do not know how it works. This function was used for HVH. It made our opponent could not backtrack us. In combination with the face lag, we were almost unhittable. This exploit was used to crash servers when a victory was scored. It allowed corrupt Overwatch demos. The exploit came in various forms. Once by sending a number of packets, once by using a command that the server could not complete and crashed. Now let's turn to one of the most complex exploits. This exploit was made possible by tick-based manipulation. This manipulation made it possible to introduce game-breaking features. They include instant plant and diffuse, rapid fire, lag movement aka crim walk or NASA walk. The operation of these exploits is to transmit more packets than possible on a given tick. Server shifts the tick base back before processing, because it wants it to be in sync with server tick after running commands. Server will ignore some useactions later, anti-speed ACK, but tick base will be changed anyway. In summary, instant plant, instant diffuse, lag movement aka crim walk or NASA walk and rapid fire worked on the basis of speed hack. Nickname exploit, I don't know what to call it. It allowed us to display comments during voting, chat. We could fool players into thinking we opened an knife or got banned. It got very boring because Brutal made a video with it, which went viral, and Valve patched it. Desync came out in 2020. Desync is exactly the same as the old Angular desync, in which the server animated the players at a different angle than the clients, but this time there is a limit of 58 or 60 degrees. Double tap is a weaker variation of tick-based manipulation and rapid fire, and allows us to fire 2 shots at once from automatic weapons. Roll angle was introduced after one update from the last operation. Unfortunately, I do not know what effect it has on the game code. It moves our model in an unnatural way, just like in the old CS 1.6. At this point, I would like to mention a couple of exploits I remember about, but I could not find information or they were not publicly available. The first one is the nickname exploit. It consisted of setting a nickname consisting of special characters. The game could not process it and the window when you tried to report someone was empty. IP grabbing exploit. A few years ago there was an exploit that allowed you to grab players' IPs from a match. I think there was a special free site. Through this we could take down players, they were disconnected from the game, and the match was considered lost. The RCE exploit that was talked after leaked source code of CSGO. I never met anyone using this exploit. I saw some streamers got affected. I don't it was that serious, maybe I am wrong. Valve quickly patch it.